There are a lot of new handhelds that are expected to be released in 2022. We have a lot of Android-based handhelds and Windows-based handhelds that we can expect later on this year. A few companies that are currently working on handhelds are GPD, AYN, Ioneo, Ambernic, AOK Zoe, just to name a few. Now, the good thing with the increased competition in the Windows handheld sector is that the price is starting to go down for most of these handhelds. AYN promised to deliver a handheld at $199, which would be the AYN Loki Zero. Now, I'm very excited for all of these Windows-based handhelds and the increased competition in this sector. Now, I've started thinking about what it would be like to have a handheld that runs Windows and Android superbly. So, for example, if you get a Ioneo Air or a AYN Mini with the AMD Mendocino chipset or one of those newer Intel Alder Lake chipset, then that would be perfect for emulation and mid-range to low-end PC gaming, which would be fine in my opinion for most people. But I started doing some research and I discovered that we have a Android x86 ISO that you can install on Windows-based handhelds or Windows-based computers. So if you have a handheld that is Windows-based, theoretically you can definitely run Android on it and utilize the full power of your processor that is in whichever handheld that you decide to pick up. So for example, the most powerful Android handheld that we have right now would be the GPD XP Plus, and the second most powerful would be the AYN Odin Pro. Now these are superb handhelds in their right, but they're still limited and they're not able to do everything on the Android side. Now, if you have one of these Windows handhelds with these x86 processor, you'd definitely be able to get more power out of the Android operating system. So emulators would run a lot faster on these chipset. Games such as Genshin Impact, PUBG, Call of Duty Mobile, just to name a few, these will run and play very smoothly on all of these devices that are coming out in later 2022. So I'm excited. It's definitely something that the end user would have to do themselves. So if you pick up a Windows-based handheld and you want to run Android on it, you definitely have a few options. So Android x86 is an option. You can definitely install that and get Android 10 running on your Windows-based handheld. Or you can always install a Android emulator such as BlueStacks, but you lose a lot of the performance when using BlueStacks as to running Android natively on the chipset. And we're seeing where a lot of emulators are getting optimized for lower end hardware. So with that, I am very excited because GameCube performance with the Dolphin emulator seems to be getting really amazing, and it's really good to see how far we have come in such a short space of time. So I would definitely love to see where the manufacturers take it upon themselves to make these devices dual boot with Android and Windows. So I think that would be amazing. You get the best of both worlds. You'd be able to play your Android games natively and your Windows games natively, and whichever operating system provides the best performance for your emulator, you can switch over to that operating system with ease of use. So definitely how I think I would go about it if I were to do it myself is I would definitely have my Windows handheld, such as like a AYN Loki Mini, because I think that's the price point that I would go for with the AMD Mendocino chipset. So with a device like that, I would have Windows on the internal storage, and what I would do is flash Android to a SD card or a USB flash drive, so I could keep it separately, and then I would switch over to Android whenever I need it, because I wouldn't want to wipe Windows from my internal storage, just to run Android. So I would definitely like to have both. And another thing which I find very amazing is that the Steam OS is compatible with most, if not all, of these new handhelds. So If you like the Steam OS and you would like to kind of have a Steam Deck, then definitely you can run the Steam OS on most of these handhelds that are coming out in 2022. Now, I would like to know, what's your favorite handheld that you're looking forward to in 2022? Which of these devices are you most excited for? Personally, I'm looking at the AYN Loki Mini Pro, I think that's the one. And I'm also looking at the Aya Neo Air, the one with the AMD Mendocino chipset. And I think they also have one with a Alder Lake i3 CPU that looks pretty amazing. So I'm looking more in the price point of $299 max. I don't want to go above that. So if I'm able to pick up any of these devices, we'll be definitely taking a in-depth look on these devices here on the channel. But if you enjoyed the video, guys, please go ahead and like it. This was just a short, overview of what it would be like to have both Android and Windows running on one handheld. So like the video if you like it, subscribe and share with a friend who likes tech. And until then, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.